Okay, so the first song on 1 Hour Power 5 is I'm Not in Love, and we'll get started. 5, 4, 3, 2, and you can press your buttons. Okay, let's just settle in. We'll come right to the mat. Remember this song? Oldie but a goodie. This is not 10cc though, which would have been even better. I guess I could have found it. All right, so setting yourself up on your back. Might be a little too loud. Okay. Take a nice big inhale. And as we exhale, just settle the back into the floor. And you may notice that, unless you are pressing the belly down towards the mat, there is a curve in the spine, which if it feels fine as we move through some of these abdominal exercises, you can keep the curve there. But if it doesn't feel good, press the low back into the floor. And lastly, to make it even the easiest would be to take your hands underneath your butt so that it helps really encourage that low back to flatten. So those are all the different places you can be with your spine. We're going to start by lifting the legs up off the floor. Now I want you to imagine your hands are pressing into the thighs and the thighs are pressing back at the hands. So you create a little containment there. We're going to take the legs out to the side, and then we're going to squeeze them back together. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. So notice, if this is bothering the low back, press the low back down into the floor. If that's not helping, then add the hands. We're going to do this another 4 times. And last one. And squeeze here. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. All right, we're going to take our right leg and stretch it out straight. And then draw it back in. Stretch the left leg out straight. And draw it back in. Open up the thighs. Squeeze them back together. Right. And in. Left. And in. Knees wide. Squeeze them back together. Feel the work of the squeeze back together. Right leg out. Drop it down. Inhale, bring it back up. Drop back in. Left leg out. Drop it down. Inhale, back up. Slide it in. Open the legs up. Squeeze them back together. Let's do another set like that. Stretch out. Leg goes down. Let's add here 2 up and downs. 1. And then another 2. Slide back. Stretch the left leg out. Leg comes down. And up. And another. And up. And then in. Open the legs up. This time, let's squeeze the legs across each other. Inhale, open. Cross the opposite on top. Inhale, open again. And then nice and slowly we squeeze using the abductor muscles to help. Excellent. Should we do one last set? We'll stretch the right leg out. Bring it down. Inhale, lift up high. Over the head. And all the way back down again. Hold here. Draw the left shin back so that the shin is still straight up and down towards the floor. And then lift that leg back up. Slide it in. Stretch the left leg in. Drop it down towards the floor. Bring it all the way up, all the way over the head. Bring it all the way back and down again. Up and in, nice. Okay, this time we'll start to do some circles with the knee. Draw the knees towards you and away. And again, if this is too much work through your low back, take your hands underneath your hips here. Three. Four, try to keep the heels in close. And 5, beautiful, and switch directions, nice and slow. Up and around. 3, 4. Excellent, last one. We'll draw those legs in, we'll lift the heels up. Start to lift the head up and then just start to rock on your spine until you make your way up. You can cross your legs, reach the arms forward. We'll make our way up to standing. Okay, settling into your feet for a moment. Lift your head up. Feel the weight of your body kind of descend into the floor. And then as you feel that weight drop, feel this energy lengthening you up. Time to take off your extra things because eventually soon we will be nice and warm. Let's take our arms up over the head. As we exhale, we're going to fold forward. Hands to the shins as we lengthen into our flat backs. Hands to the floor. Let's step our right leg back. The back knee can drop if you want. It does not need to as we sweep ourselves up into a lunge. As we exhale, let's bend if that feels okay. Pulling the body back. Getting a nice stretch through that hip flexor. Inhale, we're going to lift up. And exhale down. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Last time. And then we'll take our head forward. We'll stretch our arms back. Here we'll hug the legs in towards one another. So front shin, back foot hug together, hips hug in. Let's take the arms forward and exhale them back. 2 more, inhale and exhale back. So inhale forward, only exhale halfway back. We'll take that right arm down. We'll start to spin. Try to keep the the right hip from following around. So spin the ribs, right rib to left hip. That left arm moves over the head. Reach that arm over the head, stretch from heel through fingers. We'll take that hand back down, spin the right hand to face forward, and then stretch back into plank pose. Exhale, we'll stretch up, down dog. Inhale, we'll come forward into your plank. Do that 2 more times. Exhale, up and away. Inhale, forward as we kind of find ourselves in our plank for a second, nice and strong. Last time, lift up. And as we exhale and come forward here, we'll start to lower down. You can, of course, tap the knees to the mat. Take the arms wide and forward, loop the shoulders, peel up. And then exhale, roll back down, let the head touch. 2 more. Last one. Slide the hands back, press hands and knees into the floor, maybe hands and toes as we make our way up. And you can do a little bit more cat and cow here, upper dog, downward dog, or you can add a little cat and cow. Beautiful. Coming back into neutral. So sides of the ribs lifting up, sides of the waist lifting up, let the heart melt. Arms stay nice and strong, press the heels away, lift the knees off the floor. If you want, you can add a little cat and cow here. Beautiful. And then we're going to stretch our arms straight, stretching our hips up and away. Press the heels down towards the floor. You can pedal out your legs. Beautiful. Let's look forward. We'll take our right leg forward. You can drop the back knee to the floor if you want. You don't need to as we sweep up. Now, if you feel wobbly, hug the hips more towards each other. Pull yourself back a little bit more with that back leg. You're going to exhale, bend the elbows, drop down. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale down. And inhale up. One last time, we'll exhale, come down, hold here. And then we'll sweep the head forward, arms back. Pull the front shin towards the back foot, foot towards the shin. Lengthen the head and the heel away from one another. Arms sweep forward. And exhale, they come back. Keep hugging the hips towards each other. Belly in, forward and back. And last time, forward. And as we, instead of coming all the way back, just halfway, spin the ribs towards the right thigh. Try not to move from the shoulder here, but from the twist. And reach up. Can you flatten that left hand to the floor? Beautiful. Take that top arm over the head, reach. Exhale, we'll bring that hand back down, planting the hand, taking the right leg back. Through warrior two, through plank pose. And we're going to drop our right forearm to the floor, and then our left forearm to the floor. And we're going to take our right hand back to the mat, and then our left hand back to the mat. Let's try that second side. Left elbow, forearm down, right forearm down. Left hand, right hand. Reach the head forward, press the heels away, and slowly come all the way down to the mat. Start to inch your hips back. We'll slide ourselves into forearm plank. Starting off with Sphinx pose. Now bring the palms together. Elbows can come in so that they're a little in from your shoulders, but you don't have to. Press the forearms down. We're going to curl the toes under, lift the hips up. And as the knees lift up, feel the heels and the head reaching away from one another. Melt the heart. You can stay just kind of hanging here, or we can amp it by tapping the right hip down. The left hip down, doesn't matter. And then the other hip. You can start to move back and forth here, trying to keep the upper body maintaining a stillness. If you're with me here, we'll do one more set. Tap down, inhale, lift. Tap down, inhale, lift. Hold. We'll tap the knees back down. We'll open up the arms. And we'll pull the hands back, rolling through a Sphinx pose. Exhale, slide the hands back beside the shoulders. Press hands and knees or hands and toes into the floor. Or back up into tabletop or into downward facing dog. And we'll do a little cat and cow again here. You can roll yourself up and around this time. You can do upward dog and downward dog. Switch directions. Beautiful. And then planting your hands again, we're gonna, if you're in dog, you can come down, come into this version of tabletop position, knees off the mat. And here we can play. So you can stay just like this, or you can stretch your right leg back. Bring it back in. Lift your head up. Don't look down at the legs, no need. And back. You can take your legs out to the right. Right leg out to the right. Left leg out to the left. And back. You can do one more set. Keep melting the heart. Keep pressing the floor away from you with those arms. Beautiful. And then we're going to stretch those arms long, feel the strength. Lift the hips up high, let the head hang heavy. Start to straighten those legs. Beautiful. Inhale, we're going to come forward into forward plank pose. And then exhale all the way up and back. Inhale forward into plank. And back. Beautiful. Last time, forward into plank. And we'll lower all the way down to the mat. We're going to let our hands come back behind us and do a little back leg work. So you can press your chin, your forehead into the mat, whatever feels better. You're going to inch your hips back again and press the pelvis down. And we'll start lifting just the right leg up. And you want to feel the thigh lifting off the floor, but the pelvis staying down. And both pelvises rooting, not just the one side. Exhale, bring that leg back down. We'll lift the second leg up. Try to lift the thigh up, keep the pelvis down, the belly is in. One last breath. And then down. First side, inhale. Exhale, bring that leg down. Second leg up. And exhale down. We'll do 3 more sets like that. Inhale. And exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. 2 more sets. Here's our last set like that. Beautiful. And then we're going to lift our head. So you don't have to lift your head. I just find it a little bit more comfortable. We're going to try to lift both legs. So now here we're resting our hands and our pelvis on the floor as our heart and our feet try to move away. Feel your inner thighs magnetize towards each other. Create a little bit more work there. Feel the outer hips kind of settle into the mat. And then let's do some flutter kicking. You can slow it down if that feels better for your back. Again, the thighs are trying to lift up. The pelvis is rooted. The belly is in towards the spine. Beautiful. One last set. And then plant both feet down. We're going to roll ourselves up, take the hands back, loop the shoulders, and start to peel yourself up into cobra or maybe upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your toes together, heels together. As we exhale, bend the knees, lifting the hips up high, and then straighten. And do that a few times. And then hop yourself to the front. Fold forward. Press down, we'll lift all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands are gonna slide down through your heart. And then the heart's gonna lift up into the hands as you inhale. Keep the heart lifted, release your hands. Take a moment. Moving on to another set of activity. Let's lift the arms up over your head. Exhale, we'll fold forward. Hands to the shins, lengthen. Hands to the floor. Let's step our right leg back. Shoot. As we inhale, we're going to sweep ourselves up into a lunge. Okay, as we exhale, let's sweep our hands down and back. Pull that front shin back towards the back leg. Keep low as you lift yourself back up again. Let's do that again. Exhale, forward and down and back. Inhale, up and around. Last time. Now we're going to put the weight of our body as we drop the elbows down into that left knee and lift the right leg up. Beautiful. Let's take our hands to our heart. Hug the thighs towards each other. Feel both inner thighs kind of spinning back behind you. And as we take the right knee over to the left, we'll take the left elbow over to the right. So we're twisting. Beautiful. Press the hands into one another, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Feel the twist in the belly. Beautiful. We're going to spin ourselves back to the front, knee and fingers. And then we'll reach that right leg all the way back again, coming into a warrior three. And here you can have hands on your thighs, you can keep your hands on your chest, you can leave them forward. But wherever you land, reach your heels and your head away from one another. And you can stay like this, hugging the hips towards each other, or you can bend into that standing leg and then straighten it, pushing the floor away. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. One last time, bend. This time we'll take that right leg back. We'll sweep ourselves up. We'll move through vinyasa, hands to the floor. Step back. If you want to keep that left leg up, you can as you come through your chaturanga. Inhale up into upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, release it all. Inhale again. And exhale. Let's bend our knees as we take our next inhale. Exhale, look forward, look and create a little bounce. And on your no breath, make your way to the front and fold. Press down, we'll start to make our way up, flat back, around, whatever makes more sense to you and your back at this moment, hands up and hands to your heart. Beautiful. Taking a moment to settle down through both feet. And we're going to start to lift that right leg up. Nope, left leg up. Beautiful. Inner thighs both spin back. Try to find your balance before we start to add a twist. And again, keeping the hips hugging towards each other, inner thighs kind of hugging in. Soften through the standing leg. Don't lock that knee. And if you have trouble, that's fine. And you come back in, take a moment for yourself through grounding. Start to slowly lift yourself up again. And try again. Everybody's allowed a few chances, right? Kind of spin ourselves open to the body to the left, knee to the right. Wobble, wobble. Not an easy pose. Breathe. We'll come back through center. We're going to take our hands to our thighs or keep the hands at the heart as you stretch that left leg back. Reach it back. Lengthen the crown of the head forward. Beautiful. You can stay just like this, just hugging everything in, or you can amp it up by bending that standing leg and then pushing that standing leg away from you. Bend again. And push. Last time. Stay low, tap the foot down, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sweep down, inhale up. Again. Beautiful. Inhale, this time we'll come up. Put the weight into our right leg and sweep up, hug in here. So this time we're gonna cross the left leg on top of the right, pull the shins back, and sweep the arms up into a little eagle pose. As we inhale, we're gonna lift back up. Take that left leg all the way back behind you. We'll open up into warrior two. So moving through your two here, again, just make sure you're all set up alignment-wise. We'll lift the arms up, straighten that front leg. Exhale, we'll sweep back down. Inhale up. And down. 3. 4. And 5. As we come into our warrior, we'll take a moment, then we'll exalt our warrior, dropping the left hand, maybe sweeping it forward as we reach the right arm up and back. Lift the heart towards that hand behind you. Exhale back through your warrior. We'll unplug both heels as we come all the way back down to the floor, move through vinyasa. Left leg is going to come forward. We're sweeping ourselves up. We'll open up warrior two. So again, just taking a look at the body, how it's set up before we start to move. Inhale, lift. And exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. 3. 4. Last one. We'll unplug that knee, lift all the way back up through a lunge. And both hands to the floor, step back. And through a vinyasa. Beautiful. Downward facing. Let's try a little push-ups from downward dog. So set your hands, take a look at them. We're going to just turn the eyes of the elbows kind of up and start to bend the elbows down towards the floor and lift back up. Let the back of the neck belong here. You don't have to watch. 2. Bend down, lift up. Only go as far down as you know you can lift. Last one like that. And then this time, elbows out to the side, heart starting to drop. Again, index finger and thumb knuckle connected to the floor. You may want to do one really slowly, or do a few a little faster. Beautiful, last one. Beautiful, we're going to walk ourselves back to the back of the mat and we'll fold forward. Inhale, we're going to roll ourselves up. We're going to take our right leg with us. And then we're going to cross over as we come into eagle pose on the second side. Beautiful. Inhale back up. We're going to reach our leg back and reach the arms down towards the floor, nice and slowly. So you come up into a warrior, or sorry, I guess this is a standing split. If you want to use a block here, you can. So keeping your hip looking at the floor, take a look at your baby toe, it's facing the mat, probably off the mat. Then we're going to open that foot up towards the right, doing so with the left buttocks. Exhale, release it back down. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. 3, 4, you should feel your glute muscles are kind of a little firing now. 4 and 5. You can hold here. You can start to take that right arm to the hip. Take that right arm up towards the sky. Beautiful. All right, we're going to slowly come back down. So as the hand comes back down, the inner thigh spits back up. We're going to take that foot now behind the left foot and fold into this little IT stretch. Bend the right knee into the left leg so you don't have a locked leg, and you can start to walk your hands over towards the left. Breathe. Come back to center. Lift your toes up and see if you can walk yourself all the way to the back so that you're now facing the back of the mat and you can fold. Bend your knees, we'll scoop up, come through Uttanasana, facing the back of the mat still. And stretch hands to heart. Beautiful. Press down through the right leg, lifting the left leg up. Reach it all the way back behind you, taking the hands to the floor. Lift that leg up, standing splits. You can hold on to the back of the heel, draw that leg in. If you want, again, you can find your block here. So you're a little higher. Sometimes that makes this pose easier. I'm all for making things easier. It doesn't take away the work. And then again, you're going to look at the toes to see that they're facing down. And then using the right buttocks, you're going to spin the toes out to the left. Exhale, spin the hip back or the glute back down to move the leg. Do that 4 more times. And 5 here we hold, and again, you can hold with your hand on the floor. You can start to bring that hand up. You can start to spin your head to face up, but if your foot is really bobbing, then keep looking down at the mat. If you want to take that left arm up in the air, you can. Lengthen from heel through head. Beautiful. Start to slowly come down. We'll take the left hand back down. Take the left foot behind you and fold. Oh, your butt should feel like as you come into this pose, such great sensation. We'll start to walk our hands over towards the right. Get a stretch to the back of the outside of the left leg. Breathe. All right, then coming back forward, we're going to lift our toes up, our heels up, and just start to walk ourselves back so that we're now facing, we're at the back of the mat facing forward. And then walk our hands forward. We'll come back into downward facing dog. Okay, so here's a little, this is just a total cheat, but kind of a fun total cheat. We're going to try it, see if you like it. We're going to inhale, come forward into plank pose, and then rest your butt. on the block so you can come into an easy Vastasana. So still here, the left shoulder's in the shoulder girdle. Feel the bicep drawing forward. We're going to take the top arm. We're going to start to sweep it through the space between the arm and the foot. And inhale, lift all the way back up. Do that 4 more times. Exhale, come down. And inhale, sweep back up. 3. 4. And last one. Excellent. So we're going to lift our arm up and over the head, press the feet down so we're off the block, back to downward facing dog. We're going to move the block over towards the right side, or we're going to come back and try this without the block. Now, if it's too hard, you know that the block is right there. And if it's tempting you, then use it. But if not, we'll take the top arm, sweep it through, grab whatever's behind, we'll draw it back up. Keep the head lifted so that the spine is in alignment with itself. We're not dropping down through that neck. That's 2. 3. It's hard to talk. 4. Press down through the feet. Last one. Stretch up. And over the head. Come back down. Downward facing dog. Take a nice big inhale. And shake it out. So let's find the second side. If you have it, if it's too high, it's kind of on my saddlebag. If it's too high, then it gives you a little bit of a cramp. Take the top arm, reach it down 1, and pull back up. The right bicep is drawing forward towards the front of the mat. 2, 3, 4, and last one. Beautiful. Take that arm, reach it over the head, come forward, downward dog. And then last time, moving that block out to the side if you want. If not, keep it where you want it. Press down through the feet. Lift the hips up. Take the top arm, grab hold of something, pull it back behind you, and then grab from behind you and pull it back up towards the sky or more. Here's our last one. Lift up, down, pull up, over, and back to downward dog. Let the head go. Beautiful. So keeping the arms are there, let's again see if we can drop both elbows towards the floor equally. If you can't, then drop onto the knees and do the same thing. And then press into the floor. Let's lift the hips back up again, coming into this dolphin pose. Then the upper arms draw back, so your shoulders shouldn't come forward beyond your elbows. But your feet can start to walk up. Coming a little closer, keep pressing the forearms back and up through the hips. Feel your underarms hollow. One last breath. And then you can start to make your way down, take a little break. Slide the hands back behind you, let the shoulders roll off the back. And if you're in downward facing dog, you can do little boat pose upside down. All right, so we're gonna move on now. So taking a moment, start to make your way up. Coming back through dog pose. Lift the heels up nice and high. Press the hips all the way up and back. Let the head be heavy. Let's take that right leg, we'll lift it up one last time, up and away from the fingers. And then we're going to bring it forward, coming into a hanging plank pose. And you can just hang out here, or you can start to move that knee from side to side. Gonna draw the nose towards the knee, again, draw the heel in, and then stretch that leg all the way up and back. Without dropping into the left shoulder, let's open the right hip up towards the sky and then press that right foot over to the left. And then let's take that knee all the way forward again. We're gonna touch the right shoulder, and then we're gonna slide the leg out to the left. From here, we're going to try to do some push-ups. So pull the legs towards each other, bend the elbows, drop down, inhale, back up. We'll do 3. So 2, and last one, 3. We're going to roll onto the outside of that left foot. Is that the left foot? Yeah, and lift the right arm up. Now you can bend that front knee, making this into a bit of a collapsed warrior 2, or you can keep that leg straight. Take that hand back down, stretch the leg back in, nose to knee, stretch it up towards the sky. And then bring that foot down and decide, do you want to go through a vinyasa? Are you feeling vinyasa-like? And if you are, go for it. And if not, taking it easy. Take a nice big inhale here. Big exhale through the mouth. Let's take that left leg all the way up and back. Away from both hands. Keeping the shoulders level, open up that hip to the ceiling, pressing the left foot to the right. Inhale, we're coming back forward, and we're drawing that knee in. And here you can stay, or you can start to move that leg a little bit from side to side. Draw it in, nose to knee, round in. Stretch it up and back. Bring that knee towards your left shoulder. I know I mixed up a little bit, but it's the same. And then the left foot out to the right. Push-ups. 1, 2, and 3. Roll to the outside of the inside of the right foot, press the left foot down, stretch up into this little. Beautiful, slowly coming back down, knee to chest, nose to knee, back plank pose, and lower all the way down to the floor, where we're going to come into a little locust pose. So we'll slide the hands back behind us. We'll loop the shoulders. We'll press the pelvis into the floor. We'll start to lift the head and shoulders up. You want to lift the legs up, you can. If they feel easy to bend and they can grab hold of them, grab hold of them. And start to press the feet away, reaching the heart forward. Now you're really perched on your pelvis. Feel the knees coming towards each other as the inner thighs separate. Beautiful, one last breath up here. And then holding on to the legs, just drop out to one cheek. And you can move the heels around. If you don't have hold of your legs, you can just be splaying them from side to side. All right, so we're gonna make our way up one last time. So feel yourself beginning to lengthen through the low back. Press the pelvis into the floor. And as the pelvis presses down, feel the knees getting lighter and lifting as the head and shoulders do the same. Make your way up. Try to draw the knees towards each other as the inner thighs separate, so that should keep the low back nice and lengthy. Breathe, belly in. Big back bend here. And then slowly coming back down. Rest on your other cheek. And now even if you have the hands, you can release them and start to move those legs a little bit from side to side. Beautiful. Let's do some circles with those knees. Feel the movement through the front of the pelvis, rolling around. Other way. Beautiful. All right, so we're gonna once again, let's try to lift ourselves up off the mat. You can use your knees here if you need to. But if it feels like you can try to do this without, you're gonna feel the tailbone reaching to the heels. You're gonna feel your hands and toes press down as we inhale. Find that length from heels and head away. And as we exhale, we'll press the floor away from us, lifting us up. Stretch back and through your downward facing dog. Beautiful. So look forward, we'll hop to the front of our mat and we'll fold. We'll bend our knees as we come into Uttanasana. And then we're going to sink into a low Uttanasana, eventually lifting the feet up. You can hold on behind the thighs and keep the arms together and straighten the legs. Keep the heart trying to be drawn up. Imagine your fingers are pulling the heart up towards it. Beautiful. Draw the legs in, squeeze, little roll. You can take the feet to the floor if you need to. We're going to roll ourselves back and see if we can roll up to standing. Good luck to you. I know I cheated, but it worked. So I crossed my legs and it helped. Coming back into that Uttanasana. Slowly coming down again so you get one more chance at making this nice and smooth. Beautiful. Heart's being lifted up by the fingers. Shoulders are soft. Collarbones away. Reach the toes away. And then let's lower ourselves down. Let the ears draw back. Hold here. Hold, hold, hold. If you want, you can try to lift yourself back up. And then come back down again. And then all the way down. Just take a moment. Okay. So feel all that lovely pulsation, all that energy you've just created. We're going to find our blocks. We're going to place our feet up on the blocks. So we'll try this first without blocks so you see that if you have trouble with the blocks, it's available to you. Have your feet about shoulder width apart, maybe a little closer, maybe hip width apart, but no farther. and not too close together. And then hold on to the edge of the mat, just roll the shoulders under. I'm going to start with a little pelvic tilting. So press the pelvis, or sorry, the tailbone into the floor, low back drops. Or sorry, let's try that again. Tailbone drops, low back lifts up. And then the other way, as the tailbone lifts up, the low back starts to drop. And we're just going to continue rolling up. And then we're going to drop the tailbone down and feel the tailbone release back down. Roll the tailbone up, follow up. Feel your glutes on here. Exhale, release the tailbone, lower back down. So you can continue doing this with your feet on the floor. If you want a little bit more height, which makes a little bit more action through the muscles, I'm going to try it with the blocks. So you'll see, because there's farther to go, the muscle groups hug in. Roll the tailbone up, peel your legs up. As you come up, feel your glutes engaged here. As you drop the tailbone back down to lower, feel the hamstrings contracting to hold yourself in so that you can make it to the mat. And lift up. And then drop the tailbone down. Roll back up. Now, if you want, you can move a little faster. Up and down. And you can add the breath to it. I kind of like going a little slower. I just find that for me, it works better. I feel more in tune with the muscles that I'm using as opposed to just relying on a few muscles to work for me. But if you like to move quickly and it's working for you, then feel free. You can also, if you want, try to do this one leg at a time. So lift your right leg up, drop the hips down, inhale, lift back up. And if you find, well, yeah, I can do this, but it's only working my knees, then you may want to rethink it. But if you feel that it's building strength in the muscles above the knee and below the knee, then excellent, then you should keep doing it. Let's do 5 of these. Hold, and then we'll release. We'll add the second leg. Four and 5. Lift it up, hold it for an extra breath, and then release that leg back down. Let's do a few more of these roll downs. And roll back up. So tailbone presses up so that the low back flattens to the floor before the whole body rolls up. And then we roll back down, trying to move one vertebrae at a time. Letting the tailbone come down. Roll back up. And down. Up. And down. So by this point, you should feel as if your thigh muscles, your glute muscles have had some action. You can go until you feel as if the action, you've had enough action, or if your low back starts to feel this, then of course that's also a reason to stop. We'll stop in about 2 and 1. All right, so once we come down, again, feel the tailbone lean forward, so low back flattens to the floor. We'll lift the legs up, and they should feel a little heavier as you rock them from side to side. Draw them in and hold on to the backs of the legs. You can also use your tie here Just to stretch your legs straight, that should feel really nice. Point your toes and flex again. Cross the right leg on top of the left, bend it, and draw both thighs in, little upside down cow head. Hug the outer hips towards each other. You can also here do a little pigeon pose. If you can hold on to the feet here, go for it. And then by holding on, you can kind of start to steer them a little bit. Notice how when you steer your legs in certain directions, it moves the hips also. All right, we're gonna lift the legs back up, give them a shake. We'll cross the second leg over, coming into upside down pigeon pose. You're holding on to the feet. Once you have them, press the heels away and hug the hips into each other. And then notice that by moving them, that creates a little bit more hip sensation. Beautiful. Inhale, lift the legs back up, and let's open them up now, either holding on to the outsides of the legs, just kind of letting the arms hang, or you can hold on to your feet. And if you've got the feet, imagine the inseam of the leg reaching away, and you're drawing the legs back in, so you've got a lot of traction through those legs. Beautiful, you can bend the knees now. Bring the soles of the feet back together, and if it feels okay to release the legs without holding on, go for it. But if you need a little help, hands behind the back again. Now just one last little traction action. Love that. Love a little alliteration. So pressing into the feet, press the knees apart and lift the hips up off the mat. Beautiful. And we'll release that back down. Walk the feet back together. Our knees back together, feet a little apart. And just taking a moment to settle. So here we are back at the beginning. Just notice how this made you feel, practice. And you can keep your position like so, or you can start to slide out as you make your way into Shavasana. Feel the weight of your body getting heavier. Kind of explore the body, noticing what the feeling or the essence of the energy that is being held in the air. So, for instance, take a notice of your facial features and just be mindful, how does the energetic level of the face feel? Can it be softened? Most of the time it can. Move through the shoulders and the hips that way, the legs, the arms. And feel free to stay just like this for as
as long as you wish. Moving on to some meditation now.